to today's class. If anyone's new joining us today, my name's Deanna and I'm a Pilates instructor and co-founder of the Pilates studio in Governor Square. So you don't need any equipment for this class. It is going to involve quite a lot of abdominal work as usual, but a lot of upper body work as well, a lot of plank style type movements. So if we're doing something with, say, a straight arm plank and it's just too much for your wrists, do it with your elbow bent. Okay, I don't want to cause anyone any issues while we're doing these, so just try to adjust as best you can. And we are going to, we're going to get started. So we're going to start today on our hands and knees. So the hands under the shoulders, knees under the hips, and in this position as well, you can always use kind of a fist. Brings your wrists a little bit straighter, and oftentimes that's more comfortable for people. All right, so let's get going. So we're going to start with deep breaths in through the nose, and think of reaching your chest away from the floor. Exhale through the mouth. Deep breaths in and out. The next time you exhale, you're going to round the spine. When you inhale, you're going to uncurl and extend the spine. So it's exhale to tuck and round, drawing the ribs up to the ceiling, and then inhale, reversing it. So just trying to move through the pelvis, move through the spine. Start warming your body up. Last one here. Bringing your spine straight, and then I want you to tuck your toes under and exhale, lift both knees up off the mat and breathe in to lower them. So just a little bit of a lift of the knees up and down. So the weight's pressing into the balls of your feet and the hands. I don't want you to shift your weight forward when you do this. I want you to think of keeping the weight evenly distributed between the hands and the feet. Imagine your back's like a tabletop. It's flat. You've got a full glass of water, because it is only Wednesday, on your back. And it is the morning for me. Last time, don't spill that glass of water. And then sitting back to the heels, rounding the spine, giving it a little bit of a stretch. Fabulous. And then I'm going to do a little rotation warm up here. So you're lying on your side with your knees bent. Both arms are going to be straight. Okay, so out kind of chest height, head's resting. If it's not comfortable, pop a pillow underneath here. On an inhale, you're going to reach your arms, or your top arms, sorry, up and back, keeping your hips together, keeping their legs together. And then exhale, bring the arm back. So it's inhale, rotate. It's just this really nice rotation stretch through the ribs. And then you exhale to bring it back. So your head does go along for the ride a little bit as you reach, but just trying to keep the hips from rolling backwards, and you want to keep the thighs together. So think of squeezing the thighs together a little bit as you reach back. Last time. Fabulous. Then we're just going to pop over and do the other side. Really straightforward. I like this stretch. It's a nice one. So you're keeping your hips stacked, inhaling to reach the arm back behind, keeping those legs together, and then exhale to bring it back in. This is a version of a spine twist. So a lot of times we'll do it with our legs in tabletop, or you're dropping the legs kind of side to side. Just nice to do it a little differently. It opens up the chest a little bit. One more time. Fantastic. And then we're going to come onto your back into just your normal shoulder bridge position. So you're going to start with your pelvis in neutral. You're going to tilt the pelvis to roll the spine up into your shoulder bridge. Reach the arms back behind you, palms to the ceiling. As you roll down, reach the arms out to the side and circle them around. So it's going to be roll it up, arms reach, roll down as the arms come down. Just to give you a little bit more of a shoulder warm up. So using your glutes to help support your hips on the way up and on the way down. One more here. Now bringing the hands behind the head, you're going to do a small imprint or pelvic tilt. Lift one knee up so it's bent over top of your hip. Exhale, curl the head and shoulders up. Release it down for your chest lift. So keeping that knee bent and still and ensuring that it's lined up with your hip bone and your shoulder. You can stay here or you can extend the legs straight as you lift up and bend it as you come in. For 5, 3, 4, last one, 5, and then switching legs, so doing 5 with the knee bent, and either continuing on with the knee bent for the next 5, or adding the extension of the leg. Trying to keep that imprint if you can, so the low back is pressing gently towards the floor. It's not jamming in there. You're just trying to hold that pelvis still. 2 more. Last time. Fantastic. Bring the legs down. Arms are back at your side, palms facing the floor. Now, think about opening up the front of your chest, so really wide through the collarbone, squeezing into the glutes and abdominals. And you're not rolling up, so you're not tilting your pelvis, you're picking your hips straight up into a shoulder bridge, and then lowering back straight down. So try to fire up the glutes to lift your hips. The weight should still be on your entire foot on either side, right? So don't lift the balls of the feet off the floor for this, if you can. Think of pressing kind of the heel, baby toe, and big toe. So it's a little triangle in the feet. You're going to pressing evenly in the feet as you lift the hips. And again, the glutes are key, right? You want to really try and squeeze them. Hold your hips up there this time, okay? Watch you're not in a kind of an extension position. I want you to feel like your spine is fairly straight and your abdominals are engaged. Exhale, lift one knee up so it bends over the hip. Tap it down, lift the other. Controlled enough that you can keep your hips still. Okay, so as you go to pick up one foot, the hips don't drop, they stay lifted. So you've got to go at a relatively controlled pace with this. So as soon as you lift one foot up, your body is automatically going to want to tilt or rotate to one side. So your back, your obliques are all working to kind of stabilize you as well as your glutes, right? One more on each side. And then I want you to roll down. So take your time and just really extend the spine long. And then hug the knees into the chest to roll yourself all the way back up. And we're going to work through a little bit of an ab series here. So your feet and knees are going to be together, so glue them together. Arms are going to be just reaching out in front. And I want you to flex over your thighs. Watch your head isn't like drop down like this, okay? So you should be looking about where your feet are. And on an exhale, you're just going to tuck and start to roll back just off the sit bone. So now you're looking straight forward. Inhale, think of pulling your ribs back as you flex over your thighs, arms stay lifted. So you exhale, roll. Inhale, scoop. Now at any point if this feels, the breathing doesn't feel right, you can reverse it. Okay, so the idea is just not to hold your breath. Usually the exhale helps on the way back. But again, you want to do what's comfortable for you. Go a little further now for 3. So you're going to go a little further, really tucking under. So the further you get back, the more your pubic bone actually lifts towards the ceiling. It's like really deep pelvic tilt. That's 3. If you're comfortable, go back further for 3 more. Or stick where you are. But remember, it's all about a pelvic tilt. So about your lower back should be touching towards the mat. And again, it's all what you're comfortable with. Tuck the ribs back as you come up. 1 more. Another set of 3, further back if you can. So you're almost to the ground. You're not resting though, and you go up and over your thighs. Ribs back as you pull forward. So you're trying to maintain this nice little curve in your spine. This is the last one. Oh yeah. And then I want you to roll all the way back down. Fantastic. Now bend your knees in and your arms are at your side. You're going to bring your legs in a tabletop. Legs are together. You're in a neutral pelvis, so you should have a very small gap between your lower back and the mat. Glue your legs together. On an inhale, you're going to bring the knees in towards you. Then you'll feel your lower back push into the mat. And then exhale, pressing through the arms. Roll up, reach the legs behind. Open the feet up just a couple inches so they're hip bone distance apart. We're going to flex the feet today again, and then you're going to roll down. So roll, roll, roll. As controlled as you can. This can be hard, okay? Once the legs come to 90, you can bend them in. If you can't get all the way up, that is fine. You're going to exhale, inhale. So you're trying to pick or peel your tailbone up. If you can do the full, you inhale. Then exhale to roll. Open. Flex the feet. Press through the heels. Try to squeeze your thighs on the way down. Squeeze, 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 squeeze. This is great for stretching out the back part of your body, so your glutes, your hamstrings. Flexing the feet really helps with that, and squeezing the thighs as well. Got 2 more rounds to go for the full. Really pressing through the arms, but keeping the chest as wide as you can. Now, I want everyone to stay with their knees in a tabletop position. So knees are supposed to be as much over the hips as you can, but keeping a neutral pelvis. So try not to let your back arch away from the floor. All right, arms are going to be reaching out. Take an inhale. Exhale, lift up. Extend the legs straight, reaching the hands up towards the tops of the feet. And then I want you to bend the knees, tuck the tailbone under, and roll back. So exhale. Inhale. For 4 more. Exhale. Inhale. At the top, see if you can extend that chest. You press the chest towards the feet so that upper back feels long. 1 more. Fabulous. Hug the knees into the chest and roll yourselves all the way back up. Perfect. Now, we're going to be on our knees. Knees are going to be hip bone distance apart and have arms out to your side. We're just going to start with a nice easy bend. Inhale up and exhale bend. This should feel really nice. It's a nice lateral stretch. Now, we're adding to this, of course. So now, as you start to bend, I want your hand to find the floor, okay? And then the top leg to straighten out, okay? Now, ideally, you want your knee fairly close to underneath the hip. If this is not comfortable, go into the side plank position, okay? Nice. Now, lifting the top leg up, you're gonna pulse it up and down for 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Then you're going to bring the leg up and hold it, flex the foot. Bring the leg forward, sweep it backwards, forward, and back. So as you reach it forward, you're stabilizing the hip. As you reach it back, you should squeeze that glute muscle, the top leg. 4 more. Keeping the leg lifted, hip height if you can. 1, 2, 3. Last one. 4. Bring the knees down together. And then I want you to turn, bringing that one hand to the floor and stretch. Coming back up again in the same position. Okay, lifting the top leg, flexing the foot, double pump. Inhale, inhale, exhale for 8. In, 3. 5, 6, 2 more, 7, 8, then bringing the knees back down together. Same thing, turn towards the front of the mat, reaching both hands down, stretch. You should feel this good stretch on the one side of your body. And then release it up, bringing the knees back, hip bone distance apart, bending to the side, finding the floor, bringing the top leg straight. And again, if this is not comfortable, go into your full side plank position, okay? All right, so top leg lifts, pulse it up and down for 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Lifting the top leg up, flexing the foot, kick forward, sweep back for 8. Kick and sweep. Kick and sweep. I don't know why I torture myself with these exercises. My hips are not happy today. It's all that running. 7 and 8. Bring the knees together, hands at the front, sitting back. These are a lot of work for your hips, your lower back, the glutes. They're great exercises. All right, back into your start position. Reaching it up. I'm going to do this one in my plank position here. So double kick. 1, 2, sweep. 1, 2, sweep. 2, 3. So we're doing a set of 8. 2 more. Bringing the knees down again, turning towards the front of the mat, sitting back, stretching it out. And then bringing yourself back up onto the knees. They're hip distance apart. Okay. Palms are going to face back behind you. So your arms are along your sides. If you've done the reformer classes before, you know the chest expansion. So we're going to do a little bit of a pelvic tilt. Squeeze through the glutes and abs. And I want you just to press the arms back behind you without rounding your shoulders forward. So I want you to feel like your chest widens as you press back, as opposed to rolling your shoulders forward, okay? There's the press and release. Press and release. You're going to press back, turn your head one way, turn your head your other way, come to center, release the arms. Press back, in, breathe out, inhale, release. Press it back, chest is wide. 1, 2, 3, release. 2 more. Press, 1, 2, forward, release. Last time, press back, 1, 2, forward, release. And just sit back again. That was a little bit of an interlude break here for us. And then we're going to bring yourself all the way up onto the hands and knees again. Okay, this can be done in a fist, the hands in a fist, or flat, tucking the toes under. Now I want you to think of a cat stretch. So we're going to tuck under without dropping your head. Okay, so think of your head slightly lifted. Abs are pulling up, so it's like you're trying to pull your ribs up to the ceiling and tuck your tailbone under. That's your start position. Then you're going to lift the knees up in that position. Just hover them a little bit there. Lower the knees down, but stay flexed. So you're up and down. Think of as you lift your knees, you're pulling those abdominals up to the ceiling. Now you can stick with this one, or you can hold the next one up. And then you're going to bring one knee in, reach it out for 4, 3, 2, 1. Bring it down, switching sides. For 4, 3, 2, 1. Bringing the knees down, everyone, rounding the spine and making sure it's still rounded. And sit to the heels. Fabulous. And then going all the way onto the stomach. Elbows are going to be bent under your shoulders. We're going to start by just pressing the chest up. Think of reaching out through the shoulders to give yourself a little bit of a stretch before we start. It's always nice, isn't it? You give me a chance to catch my breath.
All right, we're gonna do a plank with a toe tap to the side. So I used to always do this one on paddle boards, which was fun. You're doing your plank, and then you tap one foot into the water, back on the board, other foot in the water. So just pretend when you're on your mat, you're on a paddle board. Much more exciting than the living room. And then you're gonna lift into your plank position, okay? Legs are straight. Exhale, tap the foot into the water, bring it in. Other side. If this is too much, totally fine. You don't have to tap. You can also drop the knees down, holding your plank in this position, okay? Everyone's at a different level with planks. So wanting to feel like you're being challenged, but you're in control and you feel strong. 4 more. 4, 3, 2, 1, and then bring yourself down again. Bring your legs a little wider this time. Press through the shoulders, bringing yourself up into that little bit of a stretch. Amazing. All right, we're gonna pull up. We're gonna switch gears here, give your shoulders a little bit of a rest. We're gonna work through some oblique rollbacks. So you're gonna start with your knees bent, shoulder width apart. Arms are reaching forward, palms can face in, sitting up tall. Exhale, tuck and roll back. This is the one where we sweep. So you sweep the hand down and then back and up. Then the hand comes back down. Follow it to a tall spine. So you tuck under, start to sweep the hand down and back. And then it comes back down and forward and up. So you're trying to hold the hips and legs still and rotate through the spine. This is not everybody's favorite exercise, but if you can get that control, it's that rotation, keeping everything else still and stable, right? 2 more. So 1, and 2, and roll all the way down. We're not done with your obliques yet. Bring your hands behind your head, legs in a tabletop position. Curl up. So keep the legs hip bone distance apart, and then bend one knee in and extend the other leg straight. And I want you to slowly turn towards your bent knee, but don't let that bent knee move. So it shouldn't move out to the side. It shouldn't move in line with the center of your body. It should stay there. Nice slow one on the other side as well, just to even you out. So you have that leg and the knee right above the hip. Now we're going to speed it up for 10. Exhale for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, almost there, 3, 2, 1. Bring it down, hug the knees into your chest for a second here. Lifting the head and shoulders up, bring your heels together, your toes apart, open your knees up so it's a diamond shape. Hands are going to rest on the outside of your knees, curl up so you're looking straight through that diamond there. On an exhale, you're going to press the legs straight, reach the arms back, circle the arms around, bend the knees back out to the side. Little coordination here. Exhale out. Inhale, circle. So your head and shoulder blades should be up off the mat in your ab crunch. And don't let them fall back as your arms reach behind. So your head shouldn't move. Your shoulders shouldn't move. Everything stays up. 4 more to go. Keep those toes apart, heels together. 3, 2, last one. And release it all the way down, hug the knees into the chest. Last one is the scissors. All right, curl the head and shoulders up. Extend one leg straight, the other leg up to the ceiling as straight as you can get it, using your hands to help pull it towards you. Pull yourself up a little higher. Okay, now squeeze your bottom leg, squeeze your top leg, and then switch for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Bring the legs both together, curl yourself up. Yeah, how we doing? All right, now do it again, but double pump. Pump. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. And rest it all the way down. And bring yourself all the way back up. Fabulous. Okay, this is not my favorite exercise we're about to do. It does put your shoulders in a lot of funny positions. Some people don't quite like them. So if it's too much on your shoulders, I want you to turn around and go into a regular plank position. Okay, this is like a reverse plank position. So you can have your fingers pointing back or to the side. Okay, if you're very flexible, you can have your fingers pointing forward. Okay, so I'm going to have mine kind of out to the side. You're going to have your legs, let's bring them right together, so knees and feet together. Think of pressing your chest forward, back is straight, you're almost reaching out of your arms. And I want you just on an exhale, just squeeze your glutes, lift up. Perfect. And then down. So you're always trying to think of that back staying straight and your chest staying nice and wide. And again, if it's not comfortable, try different hand positions. You can also do it on your elbows. It's not great, but you can lift the lift the bum up a little bit. Okay, it's up to you, or just go into a regular plank position. If you're feeling comfortable, extend the legs straight. So as you come up, your feet are going to need to start further away from you. And you're going to lift up. And then lower down with the legs straight. You want to think activate your glutes, so squeeze your glutes, press your heels into the floor. Think of your hips are what's lifting you. It's not your back arching, it's your hips squeezing to lift you. Three more here. 1, 2, last one. 3, fabulous, shake it out. Legs straight, feet flex, sit up as tall as you can, take an inhale. Exhale, let your chin sink to your chest and roll forward through the spine, reaching to the feet. Take an inhale again. And then exhale, restack that spine up. We're going to do that spine stretch forward one more time. Take a deep breath in. And then exhale, flexing forward. Reaching towards the feet. Take one more inhale. And then exhale. Restack it all the way back up. All right, back onto the stomach. It's like plank central today. That's good. Elbows bent under your shoulders. Legs are a little bit wider than shoulder width apart. And again, pressing up. So I'm trying to add some back extension exercises and stretches into this today. We are doing a lot of flexion. All right, we're going to go into a second round of elbow bent planking. So again, you can do the elbow bent plank on your shoulders. Otherwise, if you're up for it, you're going to again pretend you're on your paddleboard. Those of you know me how much I love paddleboarding. And you're going to lift into your plank, okay? Now this time I want you to think of reaching your chest away from the floor so your shoulder blades almost feel like they're separating. Your hips are up. I don't want them dropped and I don't want them up here, okay? Your feet are together and your heels are pressing to the floor. Exhale, drop one knee down and bring it up. Every time your knee drops, your back should not move. Think of almost squeezing your abdominals in more as you do it. So the movement's coming from the knee and the hip. Keep holding, it's just a distraction. So we get to hold our planks nice and long. 4 more times. 4, 3, 2, 1. Lowering the hips back down. Bring the feet wider than your mat and bring yourself all the way down onto the stomach. Your hands are beside your head, elbows are down on the mat to start. Draw your shoulders away from the ears and inhale to lift your head and chest. And if you can, your elbows up into your swan dive prep. And then exhale, reach out through the top of the head as you lower the elbows, chest and head. Inhale up. Exhale, reach away. 2 more, just a nice easy stretch here. Well, not easy, but last time. And bringing yourself up into your shell stretch. So on the hands and knees to start, rounding through the spine and sitting back towards the heels, stretching out possibly that lower spine. right, we are going to end with a couple, do some side work and some more abs. So you're going to be lying straight on your side, okay? And always with the side, the hips are stacked, the waist is lifted today, the legs are going to be straight. And then I want you just to, on an exhale, lift both legs up and then lower them down. So without losing that gap. We're just going to do 8 of these to get us going. So as you're lifting the legs, try not to fall back, okay? Seven, 8, and then I'm going to get you to hover the legs. So they're both lifted, and then separate the feet slightly. So your feet, knees, and hip bones feel like they're kind of in a straight line. You can have a look to make sure. And then one leg's going to go forward as one leg goes back, and then you're going to switch. You're trying to stay balanced on the hip. The waist stays lifted. Abs stay connected, and really just reach your legs long. Think stretch, stretch, stretch as you flutter those legs. 8, 7, 6, keep going. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Keep the legs together now. Stretch them. So lift and stretch the spine. Try to hold that and reach that top arm up. Squeeze those abdominals, squeeze those legs, and then release it all the way down. Other side. Okay, so same idea. You're lying on the side, hips are stacked, waist is lifted, and we're going to start with 8 double leg lifts. Again, the idea is obviously your legs are lifting, your hips and your leg muscles are lifting your legs, but you're trying to stabilize your upper part, your back, right? So that's why you're trying to keep the hips stacked. You're trying to keep the waist lifted so the spine stays in a straight line as you lift. And you're using little muscles to help stabilize you, right? 1 more. And then lift the legs up, hovering them, and just separate them slightly. Make sure you're still stacked, and then we're going to flutter. 1 in front, 1 in behind. Try to use your upper body as little as you can, or your arm as little as you can to stabilize you. For 8 more. 8, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Bring the legs together. Keep them lifted. The waist should still be lifted. And let's try to lift the top arm up again. Holding it there, stretching. And then releasing it down. And now, the finale. The hundreds, okay? So if you are feeling strong today and it does not go in your lower back, the hundreds can be done legs straight. The lower they are, the harder it is. Or you can do them with your knees bent in a tabletop position, or you can do them with your feet down. There's lots of options, okay? I want you to try to stay imprinted for all of them though. So we're going to tilt the pelvis so the low back presses towards the mat, curl the head and shoulders up, arms are reaching, palms down. All right, so pick your poise and either knees up, down, or legs extended straight. You're going to breathe in, 2, 3, 4, 5, and out. 2, 3, 4. Curling up every time you exhale, a little higher if you can. Try to keep the legs as straight as you can if they're up. Lower them a little bit more if you can. If the knees are in a tabletop, just make sure those knees are right above the hips and they haven't crept in towards your chest. 4 more rounds to go. I think it's 3, but 4 sounds better. Just think of always trying to curl up that little bit extra. 1 more round. Now don't anyone stop yet, so stop pumping your arms, but keep your head and shoulders lifted. If your neck is getting tired, put your hands behind your head. Curl up a little bit higher. Hold it there for 3, 2, and bring it all the way down. Oh, glutton for punishment. Legs straight, reach the arms out, back behind, and just stretch. Stretch those abs. And then you're going to bring the knees into the chest and just rock yourself side to side a little bit before we come up and do our last final stretch. I'm going to roll all the way up, and I'm going to work through our side bend stretch. So it's either legs crossed, Sitting on a chair if you cannot cross your legs, or if you can, left leg behind. Sitting up straight, taking your left arm up. Try to line your hand up at the center of your head. Take a breath in. Exhale, bend to the side. Inhale, come up, switch arms. Bend to the side. So you're trying to reach out through the arm nice and long to just this nice lateral bend. Last time. And then we're going to switch legs. So if you've got right leg swings behind, inhale, right arm comes up. Exhale, bend. And up. And reach. And 2. This is the mermaid. It's like a theme, right? Paddleboards, mermaids. Can't wait to get back in the sea. And then bring it all the way in, legs straight out in front of you, sitting up as tall as you can. Take a deep breath in. Exhaling, sinking the chin to your chest, flexing forward, reaching to the feet. Stay there. Find somewhere that's comfortable. Grab on to anywhere you can in the legs. And just breathe. Breathe deep and breathe it right into the back and side of your rib cage. Every exhale, see if you can fold and flex forward a little bit more. Relax the tension through the hips, the back of the legs, the neck and the shoulders. And in your own time, slowly roll yourself back up into a sitting position. And you're finished. Fantastic. I hope you guys enjoyed that one today. It was pretty intense, lots of upper body work and lots of ab work, but you know, it is Wednesday. Again, thanks for joining me, and I will see you on Friday.